I'm bringing pockets back. Yeah! Hi everyone, I'm Daisy Victoria and welcome to a video about pockets. Pockets for women. That's right, you've heard of votes for women, and now that we have votes, we can also have pockets. I've been known to wear a few pouch belts, both under and over my clothing, dresses, pants, skirts, you name it. Actually, if you wear a pouch belt, you can take a few extra snacks on the plane with you. You know, back when we used to travel, one day we'll do that again. But you can take extra snacks with you anywhere you go if you wear a pouch belt. So I recommend it. Well, in addition to just a pouch belt, I've been known to wear 18th century pockets with all kinds of dresses, really. Modern dresses, fantasy dresses, historical dresses of any time period. These things are amazing. You can put so much in here. Like, look at the size of this thing. It's bigger than my head. Like, seriously? How many snacks can you put in this pocket? Like, a lot. You can put a whole lunch in here. Now, these pockets fit really well underneath a full skirt. And when you wear them under a full skirt, no one can even see them because it's just like petticoat volume. Like, you can put anything you want in there and nobody knows. In fact, that's how they were worn in the 18th century, under those big old Rococo gowns you see on like Marie Antoinette and, well, a lot of people really. Now, if you have a slimmer skirt, you might need to wear them on the outside. That's okay too, because you can make them really beautiful and they're like part of the fashion of what you're wearing, so it all works out. So what's up with these crazy pockets? Where did they come from? Have we always been fighting for pockets? What's the deal with pockets anyway? And can we make these? Stick around to the end and I will actually give you guys a link to my PDF pocket pattern so you can make your own. I'm also listing a few sets of pockets I've made in my shop, so if you want those, I'll show you those at the end. You can also just go to the description and get the link. So let's take a trip down memory lane, or the memories of our ancestors. I'm pretty old, but I'm not that old. People have needed to bring their belongings with them for as long as there have been people. I mean, think about it. You need stuff to come with you, like your personal belongings and like things you need. If you're me, apparently snacks. Throughout antiquity, people have carried pouches, and pouch styles varied by location, time period, culture, but overall there's always been pouches. You know, people have always needed something to put their stuff in. And up through the Middle Ages, we see a lot of pouches worn on belts, and this is really useful because then you don't have to carry it. You can put it around your waist, and your waist actually takes the strain of whatever's in the pouch. It turns out our waists are actually really good at carrying weight. So this works really well actually. So throughout time, we see all sorts of different pouches, you know, some that are more like modern purses, some that are more like fanny packs, some that are just straight up functional pouches, compartments to put stuff in. In the Middle Ages, sometimes pockets or pouches were actually worn underneath the dress. To access such a pocket or pouch, you could lift up the skirt of your dress and access it that way. So typically it would be worn over like an underdress and underneath the outer dress. The other thing those clever medieval folk did is that they cut slits into their outer dress. I have actually done this with some of my SCA reenactment clothing and I like it a lot actually. I love having pocket slits because then I can put all my pouches inside my dress and I can just stick my hands in there and get whatever I want out of my pouch or pocket. By the 17th century, we see this style of pocket coming into fashion. In fact, we see pockets that look like this even in the 16th century in certain regions. A lot of times we'll see like a single one being worn outside the dress, but sometimes they're worn on the inside as well. By the 18th century, we're seeing these pockets more frequently worn on the inside of clothing. So remember, we do see pockets and pouches worn under the clothes even in the Middle Ages, but now it's becoming more and more common to put them inside. So wearing your pockets on the inside of your clothes certainly has some benefits. This can be rather advantageous, in fact, especially if there's any issue with pickpockets. I mean, how easy is it to pickpocket something that's like inside layers of a dress? It's not very easy. So your belongings are a lot safer when they're inside your clothes versus on the outside. So in this era, in the 18th century, You're seeing the Rococo fashions that a lot of us know from Marie Antoinette or even Madame de Pompadour. You know, there are a lot of famous paintings that some of us know from that era. And inside many of these dresses are actually pockets. So what they did in this era is they actually had the pocket slits. So you would have a slit cut in the outer skirt as well as the underskirt. And, you know, it may or may not be underneath more petticoats depending on the style, whatever you're wearing. It's going to be over your undergarments, but under your actual gown layers. So then you can reach your hand into the side of your dress. That's right, even those big, wide dresses, you can still just reach your hand right in there and you can access the pockets. Men's clothing in this era was a lot more fitted than women's clothing. So, you know, women's clothing have fitted bodices, but the gown itself is very large. There's actually quite a lot of room to store stuff under there, so I think they were onto something. But with men's clothes, you don't have all that storage space underneath the clothes. So really the only place you can put the pockets is in the jacket, right? There's not really like a skirt where you can hide all your snacks and stuff or whatever else you need. I really like snacks. Now we do continue to see pockets as separate pieces from the garment, and women continue to wear pockets both inside and outside their clothing for many, many years, while men seem to have them more frequently sewn into their clothing. We do see dresses with pockets sewn into them later on, so especially getting throughout the 19th century, you will see some dresses with pockets sewn in, especially later on. Now, let's fast forward to the modern era. It seems that men have gotten to keep their pockets and women now just don't really have them very much. I mean, we have some dresses with pockets, but let's be honest here, those are kind of outliers. They're not the general standard. And I don't know about you guys, but the pockets in my jeans really don't hold much of anything. Like, I can put a chapstick in there, maybe like one card, like a few dollars of cash or something, but they really don't hold much. Like, look at these things. Like, these are what holds what I need to bring with me. Now, keep in mind that in the modern day, we do have a flourishing handbag business. So lots of people like to look fashionable with their fancy handbags, and that's another amazing thing you can do, is have an amazing handbag. But we don't always want an amazing handbag. Sometimes we just want to put our stuff on our body and have our hands free and go about our day. So that's where pockets come in. And friends, I say, if we can't always have pockets in our clothing, we can just add them. I made all of these fancy pockets to go along with fantasy gowns, bridal gowns. I mean, they can work for pageants, prom, galas, you name it. These pockets are amazing. Since they tie onto your waist, you can load them down and really fill them up with whatever you want. And what's great about that too, besides being able to just take the weight and volume of items, is that they don't affect the drape of your dress. So one thing that I don't particularly like all the time is some dresses, like if you put too much stuff in the pockets, it's gonna affect the way the skirt hangs and you're gonna get a little bit of a different drape. But when the pocket is anchored to your waist, that doesn't happen. So you're fine to put whatever you want in it and your dress is gonna stay anchored the way it was. You can hide so much in these pockets and no one even knows it's there. So I'll show you a few of the ways I wear my pockets. If I'm going with a historical or even a more fantastical but historically inspired type of gown, I usually wear my pockets the old way, over my corset and or chemise and under my gown. Then I access the pockets through slits in the skirt seams. I do this with everything from medieval gowns to Renaissance gowns to even later period gowns, even 18th century gowns. If I'm wearing pockets with a skirt that's higher in the front than in the back, or a skirt with high slits already sewn into the skirt, I just tie on the pockets underneath and I'm good to go. I tie the pockets on just the same way as the historical method, usually over a tank top or whatever base layer I'm wearing underneath my skirt or my dress. And then with my skirt on, I can reach right in there. I often do this for events, you know, when we actually have events, because I love wearing skirts that are shorter in the front than the back, and it's actually really easy for me to access my pockets. Now, if you do it that way and don't have a slit cut in the skirt, just remember to wear some shorts or something underneath, so when you lift up your skirt, you don't give too much of a show. In fact, that is how I designed the dress you see back here. Okay, side note, that's actually a really special dress. So it's for my union, which we're not doing anything for a while gathering wise, but I am taking the excuse of our commitment. So I always imagine like a huge ball gown at my wedding, and this is the low-key version because, you know, that's low key for me. I wanted it to be like a slimmer profile, something I could wear like actually like at the house for a party. Well, it's a private party. There's 2 people invited, so, you know, things are really hopping here. And don't worry, we already live together, so we're totally quarantine buddies. And I'll do a photo shoot too with it, so that'll be really fun. So this is actually my dream dress, which is red and black and blinged out, because that's kind of what I like best to wear. So I'm actually almost done with this dress. I'm going to use it to show you guys how to apply rhinestones. So I'm going to do a rhinestone tutorial with gem tack. So come back for that. But for now, back to pockets. You can access the pockets on this dress through the slits in the skirt. So I didn't need to cut additional slits because I already slit the entire front of the skirt. So easy to access those pockets. Now, if you have a long ball gown, all you need to access your pockets is just to cut slits into the sides of your skirt. I mean, you can also lift up the skirt to access the pockets, but you know, the slits are a little bit easier. That actually makes this a really simple alteration. So like if you had a gown already and you wanted to add pockets to it, you can tie the pockets around your waist, and the only alteration to the gown is to cut slits, not to actually create and add pockets to the skirt. If you have a slimmer skirt, or if you're wearing pants, jeans, whatever, leggings like I am right now, you can also wear your pockets on the outside. In fact, I think they look rather dashing. And these pockets are embellished, so they're actually a really nice accent piece for the outfit. I am actually listing a few pairs of pockets in my shop. So if you'd like to grab those, head on over to the link in the description. I'm also releasing a PDF pattern for my pockets. This comes with a fully photographed step-by-step tutorial guide to help you go through the process of making your own pockets. The link to that PDF pattern and tutorial is also in the description. See, we don't have to wait for anyone to give us pockets. We can make them and add them ourselves to all of our clothes we want them on. I quite like these tie-on pockets. A bonus to the style is that you have a really large capacity, so you can put a lot of stuff in here. And having that strain put on your waist instead of on the fabric of your clothing means you can really load them down. Sure beats those really small pants pockets. Tell me, dudes with, oh, I got pockets in my pants, who's got the bigger pockets now? Your big pants pockets or these things? I don't think you can fit your whole lunch in your pants, but I can fit it in here. Seriously, these are the best pockets, and I am here for it. I'm so excited about all of my pockets, and I hope to see all of your pockets. If you guys are making your own pockets, I would love to see what you come up with, so tag me. Also, let me know in the comments what kind of pockets you're gonna make and what kind of dress or outfit you're gonna wear them with. Thank you so much for going on a pocket adventure with me. I hope you enjoyed the little brief history introduction to pockets, and also what you can do with these things right now, because you can make pockets now and you don't have to wait for anyone to give them to you. We have the power. the pocket power. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything I post here. You can find me on the social medias. I'm Daisy Victoria everywhere. My website, which is also where you can get that pattern and or those limited pockets I'm listing, is daisyvictoria.com. I also have a Patreon, and if you would like to support the continued production of content, dresses, and things for you to learn from and get inspiration from, please head over to that Patreon page where you can get all kinds of goodies, as well as my undying love and gratitude. Thank you so much, everyone. I can't wait to continue our ongoing Pockets for Women campaign, and I will see you back here again really soon. Bye-bye.